Sorry, guys. I know I'm 3 minutes late from uh, when I usually try to broadcast by. It came down to the wire on me doing a discussion post for my grad school class. And then I was like, oh shit, it's also down to the wire for me broadcasting. And then it took me a minute to set up. I was really into it. So, yeah, before everyone files in and uh, starts asking me more questions about politics, um, I thought I'd talk a little bit about my grad school experience. Um, I just had to watch various clips from a movie called Inside Out, which I believe came out in 2015. And it was like the Pixar animated anthropomorphization of different parts of a little girl's personality, like living inside of her head, trying to control different things, different parts of different emotions. And it reminded me at first of Osmosis Jones, uh, movie back in like 2001, I think, that had Scarlet Fever, where it was like this scratch guy could like he had like a glowing finger and he just go down the cell walls of different parts of the human anatomy and go kind of like sticks from Sticks and Stones in the Marvel universe if you're into comic books. Anyways, um, Osmosis Jones had anthropomorphized white blood cells and anthropomorphized medication and them working side by side interactively in the human body. And they were there to defeat germs. So I thought that was very close to the way that different parts of the emotions of the girl in Inside Out were trying to work to get her through different depressions that she had about her life experience, different traumas that she'd gone through, you know. And so, um, yeah, I saw a direct correlation. But then I remembered a different thing that um, I guess reading passages from a book, it would like strike you as being similar, maybe. But the way that I was imagining what I was reading in a certain book, uh, those the memories of my imagination were kind of sparked by seeing the Inside Out movie. Now, the book was The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk, which I think just about every uh, counselor, sociologist, student, uh, social worker, or whatever just has to read. It just gets assigned to you at some point. Um, and in it's basically one clinician's uh, journey through the history of PTSD, right? So he tries many, many different approaches at treating trauma in people. And one of them, towards the end of the book, because I was such a trooper, I just kept on reading. Um, Towards the end of the book, there's this notion that dissociative identity disorder, or multiple personality disorder is uh, is actually caused by childhood trauma, right? And these traumas are so great that people have to compartmentalize their pain, and then different personalities emerge within the person. And in order to treat this, it was explained in the book that some psychotherapists had begun addressing parts of the whole rather than the whole mind. And you know, it was almost like how they would treat someone with dissociative identity disorder, the way that they would treat someone just with trauma problems. Um, so they would call to the front of the mind the part of the whole personality that was responsible for a certain defense mechanism being used all the time that was actually starting to hurt the lived experience of the whole person. They would call that to the front and say, could you please just step back for a minute while we engage the other parts of the mind in this safe place, the therapy session room, you know, because you're not needed right now. You can come right back when this is all over. We just want to address the other parts of the whole and, you know, get them to chime in on how to deal with this situation in a way that doesn't negatively impact the experience of the whole person moving forward. And so, um, in this way, different parts of a person's personality are kind of anthropomorphized into uh, personalities, you know, of their own, like little microcosms of the whole personality. You know, each one has its own, you know, divisible, autonomous thinking, and so uh, in that way, you're treating things just like the illustration of the movie Inside Out, where they are treating each personality as a cartoon character that is uh, a caricature of whatever personality trait they take on. You know, the movie was almost like the whole village of the Smurfs was whittled down to like an understandable two handfuls of characters and then just placed inside someone's head, you know. Um, so yeah, Smurfs would have been a better analogy for me to run with, but it didn't come to my mind, and an hour ago when I started typing to get that discussion posted on time. But yeah, actually, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. You know, name the seven dwarves. Go. Sleepy, happy, dopey, grumpy, sneezy, bashful, and Doc. Name the Three Stooges. Larry, Shemp, Curly, and Moe. There's four Three Stooges. Um, and more if you consider uh, different actors. Alan Shildroth says, "You forgot Suicidal." um, okay. Let's see. Name the New Kids on the Block. Annie, Donnie, Joe, John, and Jordan. Ah, although that wouldn't be a good analogy for the Inside Out movie because they were pretty much plastic, fake, unemotional things. Not so much uh, the the division of emotions that say the Spice Girls had. The Spice Girls would have been a good analogy to use. Damn it! Oh man, because like angry Spice and scary Spice and posh. Man, I should have said the Spice Girls. Shit. Anyways, um, oh, Alan says the eighth dwarf was suicidal. Um, no, no, sorry. But thank you for leaving a comment. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say tonight. I did get invited to a couple other live streams, but I'm not going to them. This is it for me tonight. I'm just gonna go about the rest of my night sleeping it off, and I'll wake up in the morning and maybe I'll have some better content for you tomorrow. Ciao.